In the 2014 Hawaii State Association of Counties HSAC legislative package, a proposed state bill relating to county authority concerning agriculture. Request HSAC to include in its 2014 legislative package a bill relating to county authority concerning agricultural matters. Introduced by Ms. Willie, Wave GREDC, and Communication 367.1 from Councilmember Margaret Willie, dated July 31, 2013, transmitting a copy of Senate Bill number 727, which is referenced in the above resolution.
Thank you.
So moved.
Okay. Motion. Do I have a second? Okay. Ms. Willie has moved to adopt Resolution 156, second by Mr. Kanuha. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Willie.
Okay. And basically, this bill is saying that there should be some agriculture home rule, regardless of what we as an island decide, that we do have some authority, as it does state in our home rule statute right now, over health, life, well-being of our constituents. I'm really doing this as a proactive move in terms of legislation that was submitted and it still was deferred this past legislative session. I did include SB 727, which would have basically gutted our home rule statute, but I want to say there was other legislation, including in particular SB 590, which would have basically said that anything guaranteeing any farmer or rancher the right to conduct his operations the way he wanted. This is all under the Right to Farm bill, which was originally, I think it was in 2010, and the arguments were about urbanization, moving in on agricultural lands, and we had to protect agricultural interests. But as became more apparent, particularly in terms of the bill that was proposed last year, 590, it was becoming or morphed into a vehicle for the agrochemical industry to basically prevent any court, any government entity, anyone, any entity from taking any position contrary to any agricultural practices, including in particular, as they discuss, like with pesticide use, dust, odors, and so basically I saw it as a takeover of our, not just our county level, but our state level and our courts. Just as an example, the lawsuits being brought by constituents, I think it's 30 families right now, or a class action, in the schools that are next to where some of these pesticides are being sprayed would be illegal, or unless a court ruled that this law proposal was being illegal. So 590 last year, which would have changed the Right to Farm Act into sort of a guarantee of the right for the rights of the agrochemical industry to do whatever they wanted in this state, did fail. It was not eliminated. It's still pending on Bill 727, which again eliminated our home rule over everything other than protecting private property and securing order, was passed through the Senate completely. Only one senator opposing went to the judiciary, which would be the last step before going to, I think it was Ways and Means, which would only basically be reviewing finances, and there were no finances involved. And we managed to get it killed there. So this is like proactive. It doesn't say what decision we make. It just says we, as the county, have some say-so in terms of agriculture. So, and can regulate whether it's use of GMOs or otherwise. So that's what this is all about. It's not taking a position one way or another. It's really just trying to be somewhat assertive, hey, you know, a lot of people write to this and write to that, and it's looked at, I mean, this bill, 590, the explanation was this is to promote and foster agriculture. I mean, it becomes very deceptive. As Russell Rudderman said, you know, this was to promote, you know, they come to us and here it is, it's written as we're promoting farming around the state. And so I feel we have to have candid decisions, and that it shouldn't be eliminate, you know, basically, if we were to let 527, which would be in opposition to this, it would say we are no longer discussing parks, we're no longer discussing anything else, well-being in our county. So it is promoting county home rule. It isn't promoting whatever decisions we make in that regard. But anyway, I ask for your support. Thank you. This would have to pass all of the counties, it's just getting it in, so all of the counties would have to hear it and support this. Thanks.
Ms. Ford.
I hope this council will support this bill. If ever a county needs home rule, it's this one. We have systematically had our rights to protect ourselves against an invasion of biotech companies who, under the guise of right to farm, believe they have the right to pollute, the right to poison, and the right to control. And they're doing it at the state level very, very well, because if you look where the money's going, in the campaign coffers, that's the problem. They have so much money they can buy the votes they need. We need to get this passed. We need to have the right to control ourselves. We ultimately are responsible for the public safety, the health, the welfare. But if our right to control that, to protect our own constituents, is taken away, and it is being taken away, then why are we even sitting here? We can let a plutocracy sitting in Honolulu run the state. That's what this amounts to if we don't pass this bill. A plutocracy of agrochemical companies who just moves in and just takes over the state. And if it kills off a whole bunch of people, oh well, it was just an act of nature, you know, because they had the right to farm. So we really need to think about this, the long-term consequences. Not only that, I need to point out one more thing. A lot of us come from someplace else. We've moved here. Oh, and you know, and there's some place for us to go if we had to leave this island because it was polluted beyond redemption, or the volcano erupted to the point that, you know, we all had to get off the island. But we have a host culture. They don't have any place to go. And a lot of people within our host culture are not well off financially. They might not even be able to afford to get the ticket to get off the island. They certainly don't have enough money to buy land or homes or something elsewhere. We have an obligation to protect our host culture against this kind of an invasion, where their lands would be polluted to the point that they can't live on them, but they have no place else to go. So please support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments, council members? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, on Resolution 156-13.
Ms. Ford?
Aye.
Mr. Ilagan?
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha?
Aye.
Mr. Kern?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi?
Aye.
Ms. Poindexter?
Aye.
Ms. Willie?
Aye.
Mr. Ishimoto?
Aye.
Chair Ia?
Aye.
Chair Ia, you have 9 ayes.
Thank you. Resolution 156 is adopted.